Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Sacramento County Procurated Training Onboarding Sacramento's new supplier management tool. We'll be getting started in just about 1 minute. I'm going to be sharing with all of you in the chat the website where you can log in to Procurated if you have not done so yet to register for your username and login. You'll need that as we get about 3/4 of the way through the webinar this morning. You'll need that to be able to log in and do some exercises with us. So I'll be sharing that in the chat with everybody. And if you take that time to do that, then I'll keep an eye on the admin room in the back area to approve you, and you'll have access to the platform this afternoon or this morning. So in the chat room, if you just go to www.procurated.com, click on New User, request a sign up, a username, and a login. Simple document to fill out. Once you submit that, it'll hit our admin room. I'll go in and approve you as we get closer to the session this morning of our exercises. So again, good morning. Welcome everybody to the Sacramento County Procurated Training Onboarding Sacramento's new supplier management tool. We're going to go ahead and get started this morning. It's exciting to be with you this morning. My name is Mike Durr, and I am the West Coast Territory Manager and Community Engagement Manager with Procurated. Just to give you a little background about myself, I was a CPO for 21 years with the County of Monterey, just south of you all, about 3.5, maybe 4 hours on the Monterey Peninsula. Retired last July, and I have now been with Procurated almost 9 months. Excited to be here, excited to share what Procurated is doing for the public environment. As we go through the webinar this morning, if you have any questions, again, feel free to use the chat room. I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. Feel free to throw questions out there at any time, interrupt me at any time. I want this to be as interactive as possible, being a webinar, but I will answer your questions as quickly as possible. So again, welcome. Let's all buckle up, get ready to go, and here we go. So today's agenda, we're going to be going through the introduction of what Procurated is. Procurated in Sacramento, we're going to do a brief overview, and then Procurated, the use cases, facts, and answers and questions. And then we're going to do a little bit of Procurated writing reviews for Sacramento in the actual platform. You'll be submitting your first reviews, and then what's next to expect from the launch of Procurated within Sacramento. So just to give you a little bit of introduction to Procurated. Procurated actually was founded by a former state CPO, David Yarkin. David, as the former CPO, himself used programs like Yelp, Angie's List, other platforms to reserve hotel rooms, to give feedback on hotel rooms. David, in all of his wisdom, was on vacation using Angie's List to search out restaurants. And he thought to himself, there's got to be a way to bring this platform to use within government agencies so that government agencies and buyers have the same experience in being able to share our suppliers' reviews and performance. So with that in mind, David set out to create what you see today, Procurated. Procurated has been developed by a team of technology experts, as well as a team of procurement experts with a combined 150 years of experience in public procurement. The platform is ever evolving and changing based on our users' needs. So Procurated is a ratings and review site for public sector. It taps into more than 37,000 supplier reviews. That supplier review number is increasing. In fact, I believe we are over 39,000 supplier reviews as of today. It allows you to evaluate suppliers quickly using peer feedback. Plus, it also allows you to share feedback about suppliers you work with to help your fellow buyers, not just within your own agency or organization, but nationally. The reviews that we're going to be showing you on the platform are seen nationally by all users. So you are joining a community of public sector professionals. So welcome aboard. We're excited to have Sacramento County launch with us. To date, we have close to or over 56,000 government users, and that is growing daily. And all of you will be added to that number. If you have not already signed up for a user ID, once you do and you're approved, you will be part of that group. We also have what we call partner states. We have currently 7 partner states on board, with Maine being our most recent state to come on board as a partner. We are working with the state of California to bring them on as a partner as well. And what that means for all of you within California as public agencies is that once we bring California on, you'll have access to all of their statewide contracts within the Procurated dashboard. And what that means is that if you use or utilize a contract in the state of California, the state would like you to provide supplier reviews. It'll allow the state of California to better understand how suppliers are performing in delivering their goods or services to those agencies that are using their master contracts. So we're looking forward to that, and that's going to happen here hopefully within the next 2 months. So Procurated is excited to be Sacramento's new supplier tool, and partnering with your very own Craig Rader, your purchasing agent in Sacramento. Craig and I go way back. We have connections through the Capo board, as well as just in our positions as purchasing agents. I'm excited to be working with Mr. Rader and you, the team at Sacramento, in launching this platform. So Procurated is here to provide supplier feedback, which will be easier and more impactful as you search out your new suppliers or existing suppliers. Our vision at Procurated is to be used as Sacramento's supplier sourcing, evaluation, and selection management tool. How we'll get there? It's a 2-step process. 1, we're going to populate Procurated with supplier reviews, those suppliers within your agency or within Sacramento County. 2, we're going to incorporate Procurated into Sacramento's sourcing and evaluation process. We want you to become as comfortable as possible using the Procurated platform. What I'll show you soon, the platform itself, is a very simple platform, but a very powerful platform and flexible platform, which is geared and capable of flexing to the needs in Sacramento County. So Procurated use cases, the sourcing. This is a page where you can source out potential new suppliers, search for new potential suppliers, not just within your own area or county or state. You can actually look nationally for new suppliers. One of the things we have some of our case uses for sourcing that some of our users use it for is building their bidders list. When they are going out to RFP or RFQ, they are searching by the commodity and looking for those suppliers that are registered within the Procurated platform. This helps them build their bidders list. And also, we have several entities that are using this platform for what they call their small purchase dollar values or small purchases. They are pushing the platform out to all of their end users within their agency so that they can source suppliers as well for those small purchases to ensure that the agency is remaining competitive and searching out not only the best value or price, but the best product or services. And that way they don't get into a loop of just using the same supplier over and over. The state of California is actually pushing a mandate out. I know there's a statute or law change coming at the California level on small purchases, that agencies within the state of California have to rotate their purchases for small purchases, meaning they can't use the same supplier over and over. The second part is the evaluation, the actual written reviews. This is where you as a user can write reviews, submit reviews, but also look at existing reviews that have been done by your peers. Share the feedback. That is where you actually as a user will be taking the opportunity to write a review. And we'll be going to all three of these areas once we get into the platform. One of the biggest questions that we get is who's allowed to use Procurated? Only verified public sector employees nationwide, meaning that you have to be in and employed by a government agency. You must use your government agency email when registering to get a user login. You will be reviewed and approved by the team within Procurated to ensure that you are that individual, that you are employed currently with that public agency. Sacramento users have been pre-verified. Those that have gone in previously, I sent out an email blast. Hopefully all of you received it, and thank you. We had over 56 or 57 pre-register for their logins. Again, here's the login site if you need to log in and get access for a sign up. One of the biggest questions that we receive is, who will see my review? Only other Procurated users who are verified public sector employees that have been approved to use the platform will see your reviews. There is an option when writing a review, and you'll see the document on the right side of your screen. At the bottom, it says privacy settings. There is an option to review anonymously. And what that means is, if you write a review and you unclick the box that is currently clicked that says display my name with this review, if you unclick that, your review will be submitted anonymously. Instead of your name, it will say anonymously. We know who you are in the background. We know who submitted that review, but on the screen showing to others, your peers, it'll show anonymously. You can also, the box below that, you can make your review visible to the supplier if you choose to do so. We do have a few users that do allow the suppliers to see their reviews. And I'll get a little bit more into that in the platform. We're going to take a small pause here, and if anybody has any questions, please feel free to use either the chat or the Q&A, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Is everybody seeing the presentation okay still? Thank you, Allison. Okay, we have a question. Does the vendor have the ability to question a review? They do not within the current platform setting. They do not. In fact, the vendor will never see the actual star reviews, and I'll get into that when we get into the platform. They only see the aggregate of the star reviews, and I'll explain, Jennifer, where that comes in as well. Cecilia, thank you. I will get to that as quickly as possible. When we get into the platform, I'll actually be going in and approving all of your requests for sign-ins. Good question, Stephanie. Is the review just for delivery of products, or can it be about billing and invoicing? It can be about whatever type of level of service you're receiving from that supplier or that vendor. So if you're on the billing invoicing side of it, and that is your interaction with that supplier, that would be your review. How are they to work with on the billing side or the invoicing side? Do you have issues with their invoicing? Is their invoicing delayed? Are their pricing incorrect compared to what we've contracted with? So those are good reviews, Stephanie, to put, and those would be ones that somebody on the billing or invoicing side would need to know and should know when it comes to contract negotiation or contract extension. And that would be a good thing, I would believe, for your central procurement office team to know as well. So yes, thank you for those questions. Any other questions? I'll give it another minute here, and then we'll jump right back and continue the presentation this morning. Okay, great questions. Thank you. Keep those questions coming. So Procurated in Sacramento, writing reviews. The important part of this platform is you, the user. We need you and your team to submit reviews of Sacramento suppliers. What that helps with is not only your processes in Sacramento, but it's also going to help those other small public agencies that are around you within the county of Sacramento or the surrounding jurisdictions in other counties, as well as your national users as well. This platform is only as powerful and as meaningful as the reviews that all of the users submit. So again, it's important that this platform is yours, and we want it to be as informative and as educational to you all, and as supportive of you doing your jobs in a day in and day out. We don't want it to become cumbersome, and you'll see how powerful the platform and how easy it is to use once we get into the actual platform. So how to write a review. Option one, you can simply land on the splash page, which is screenshot number 1, and you can type in your vendor if you know that vendor's name or supplier's name. If not, you can type in a commodity code. It'll bring up a list of those vendors that are registered within the system. Screenshot 2 is the actual find. They did a search on ABC supplier. ABC Vehicle Company comes up. They select that particular supplier. And in the far right, under reviews and ratings, you simply click write a review. The third box is what will pop up, the write a review box. This is where you would write your review using the supplier's name, which will be automatically populated based on the supplier you're looking at. What is their general overall rating? A 1 through 5-star rating. You'll actually fill out the review comment box, and I'll show you where that comes into play. And then the privacy settings, make sure you check. Do you want your name to appear, or do you want to be anonymous? Option 2 is you can drop down from the main screen under the dashboard, click dashboard. 2 screen will pop up. You'll rate a supplier. You'll put in the supplier's name, or a list of suppliers will show up. You'll rate them, same thing, write a review box, submit. One of the big questions that we get from users are, am I qualified to write a review? You are. Anybody that has a point of contact in the procurement process of either goods or services is qualified. In the case of Sacramento, Craig Rader, your purchasing agent, has chosen to allow not just the central procurement office team, but all of the end users and contract managers to write reviews. The purchaser, that is the central procurement office. We want your reviews. We want your reviews on how it was to interact with that particular supplier, maybe in the RFP, RFQ solicitation, bidding process. How was it to reach out and to get that vendor involved? The contract manager, how is it to work with that supplier on a monthly, quarterly, yearly basis? How is that supplier performing? Are they meeting the milestones and the deliverables that are identified within your contract? End user, those of you that are in the agency departments, offices that are actually receiving the services or goods off of those contracts that are put into place, by your central procurement office team. That's Craig Rader's team. If you're the end user, the recipient of those services, we want to know how your interactions are as well. You are probably the most important point of contact as the end user on how that supplier is performing, whether delivering goods or services to your agency. What should I include in my review? Very simple process. You'll see on the screen here, we have color-coded stars that are color-coded associated with the comment section. The first part of the review is going to be your overall rating and then your customer service ratings. 1, customer service, how were they? 1 through 5 stars. Pricing, value, same thing. Quality and timeliness. The second area that you're going to fill out, if you choose to do so, is the comment box. In this box, you want to identify the product or service that you are contracting or receiving from that particular supplier. Secondly, you want to identify, in green listed here, the strengths, if they're applicable to that particular supplier. What were their strengths in delivering the goods or services? Also, was there any weaknesses? Did the supplier have any weaknesses? Are they a small vendor? Do they not have the capacity to provide the level of inventory that you're searching or needing? And then final impressions. What are your recommendations to other buyers that may choose to use this supplier? What would you tell them up front so that they know going in when selecting a supplier what they need to look for? 1, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? And any final recommendations that you would have for them. I'll also show you, once we get into the platform, you'll see the box comment or direct message. The direct message box allows you to direct message this writer of the review, whether they're anonymous or their name appears. You can direct message a review writer if you have additional questions or need clarity on something that they wrote. And that communication is done directly between you and the writer or reviewer within the Procurated platform. So we're going to do an exercise. We're going to have you sign up and submit your first reviews with www.procurated.com. I'm going to reshare my screen with all of you. And I'm going to switch over and change screens, and I'm going to be actually going to the Procurated platform. Can all of you see that platform? Great, awesome. All righty. So I'm going to jump into the admin window real quick to see who has signed up, so that I can approve you, so that we can get right into reviewing and approving. Okay, let's see here. We have Herman. I'm going to approve you. Cecilia, you should get an email shortly as well. Alex, thank you so much. Lori, you are approved. Tony, you're approved. And Cerise, I hope I pronounced that right. I apologize if I didn't. You are all approved. You should be receiving emails shortly here. I'm going to jump back over to the search screen, and I'm going to show you how to do a quick search. So as you're on the splash page here, you're going to just click in the search for service or specific supplier box. I'm going to be searching out cleaning services or cleaning supplies. I'm going to simply type in cleaning supplies. I'm going to hit enter. And you're going to see a list of cleaning supply vendors that come up. I'm logged in Massachusetts currently because I'm under admin. I'm going to change this to the state of California because this is what you will see to start with. I am now seeing California. There are 896 suppliers that are registered for cleaning supplies. Now, if I wanted to write a review, say on WB Mason, I would simply click WB Mason. It will then take me to the supplier splash page. This is the information about the supplier, their phone number, a link to their website. On the left side, this is the aggregate reviews that the supplier will see, okay? The supplier will also see this box, the founded box, the contract vehicle boxes, the commodity boxes, and the service area. The supplier never sees anything below reviews and ratings. Again, unless you allow them to see your review. This particular WB Mason supplier, they have contract vehicles in the state of Massachusetts, Connecticut. Once we get the state of California uploaded into the platform, you'll see the California statewide contract tab here as well. That will let you know that this particular vendor has contracts with the state of California. And we are working with Mr. Rader and his team to get those contracts within the county of Sacramento, which are state county-wide contracts, button listed here as well. We'll be working on that shortly and hopefully get that updated quickly. The service areas, this particular vendor shows up because they are servicing the entire United States. If this supplier was only servicing California, you would see California box. They service 3,104 counties within the United States. So writing a review, simple. Again, click write a review. The review box comes up. Again, the supplier is automatically populated. Provide their overall rating. Write the review. And then click or unclick display my name with a view, and then you'll submit. I'm not going to do this process because this will impact the reviews, and I actually don't have the rights to submit a review because I am not a user, I am a owner of the platform. You can also request a review on a supplier. If there is a supplier within the platform that has no reviews or very little reviews written, if you click request review, this button will send a request to the admin team within Procurated. We will then go out and search out reviews for this particular supplier for you, and we will post those reviews and send them to you as a part of the platform. You'll also see, again, the anonymous reviewer. They remain anonymous. They wrote their comments. Down below that, you'll see a Jacqueline Net with the state of Massachusetts wrote a review on this supplier, chose to post her name and her overall rating. That is how simple the platform is to use to search. You can also search by vendor's name. I'm going to search for www.Grainger. Hit enter. Okay, you can do it that way as well. Or www.Grainger. I'm going to go down and click on Grainger. Going to bring up their actual splash page for Grainger. One thing about Grainger, you'll see that their splash page is a little more fancier. It's because they are a pro profile within Procurated. One of the big questions we get is, well, how does Procurated make its money if the platform is completely free to public agencies? Suppliers can purchase their page to be able to upgrade their page with company information, header, recent posts, testimonials, but in no way by claiming their page does that impact or affect their reviews or ratings. The suppliers never have access to the ability to change or increase a review. That is only done by the actual review writer. They will never see this information below. You'll see on this particular Grainger, they have 523 reviews that have been written to date. Oh, looks like we got some more. Let me see here. I think we got some more users signed up. How's the searches going? Is anybody doing any searches? How's it going? Let me know. It'd be great to get some feedback. Camilla, you're approved. Alice, you're approved. Stephanie, thank you. Tiffany. Okay, you guys are approved. Okay, looks like we have some questions. How can you narrow the search to California companies? As you register, what you'll be seeing is California because you're a California entity. Herman, however, if the supplier is registered within the platform as a national supplier, they will show up in your California search. One other thing is if you search for a supplier or you're searching for a commodity and your supplier doesn't show up in the search, you do have the ability to add a supplier by simply scrolling down the screen. On the left side, you'll see add a supplier button. If you click on add a supplier, we're going to ask you for some basic information. Click add a supplier. And then what'll happen is our team on the back end will reach out to that supplier, get all of the pertinent information, and then we'll add that supplier into the platform for you. We have taken a small database from the County of Sacramento, and we have already uploaded those suppliers within the platform. We are working in loading the contracts for this County of Sacramento into the platform as well. We're working on that, and hopefully we'll have that in there shortly. Jennifer, let me look to see why you're not approved yet. Herman, I hope that answered your question. How's the searching going? If anybody can let me know. Okay, Jennifer, if you're calling in, Jennifer, you will have to, I think, do that from your actual computer. Oh, great, Alejandro, you found Staples. Thank you. Is anybody writing any reviews? If you're writing reviews, that's great. Love to see those. Okay, I'm going to be switching my screen here back to the PowerPoint. Stephanie, good question. What I would do is work with a supplier prior to submitting your review. You can always go back in and update or change your review. The system will keep a record of it, but if you write a review on a particular supplier, you are the only one that can go in and change that review. I can let you know that every review that is written is looked at either by our full team behind the scenes and or our actual founder, David Yarkin. David takes every morning to actually go through the platform and look at reviews himself. That is unheard of for a CEO to actually do that, but he does that. Okay, any other questions? Okay, hopefully you can see my PowerPoint again. We'll continue to finish up this morning. I want to thank all of you. This has been great. Yes, definitely. That is a good point about Staples doesn't get a chance to say we're slow on to pay. You know, that is truly a problem with most public agencies. What I try to do is on the review side, if I have somebody writing a review on a supplier, I try to be only as clear as to what I have control over or what the supplier has control over. So if a supplier that I've engaged with has an agreement with my agency to provide certain services or supplies within a time period, and they're not meeting those delivery milestones, that's what I'm going to be giving the review on. Or if the product is slow to get to me, or if the product came damaged, those are the kinds of reviews that I would be writing. The payment side is an interesting one. Again, yes, because payment majority of the time is out of our control. At the procurement end or at the receipt end of those goods or services, it's in the hands of our auditor controllers, which makes it difficult at times. So definitely understand that one, Stephanie. So again, what'll happen is what we're hoping is that you continue to do review writing for your suppliers, continue to search out and look at those. I'll be having a strategy meeting with your internal teams, with Craig and those that he's approved for me to meet with, and then we'll be introducing Procurated to your teams throughout the process. If you're with a large department or an agency within Sacramento County and you are in need of some individualized training or some individual training with your teams, I'd be happy to set up those trainings with your departments or agencies to get everybody on board with the use of Procurated and how to actually write meaningful reviews. So we are at the end of the presentation. Thank you and welcome to Team Procurated. You can, Stephanie, you can input out-of-county suppliers as well, as long as you have the supplier information that's requested on that add a supplier page. And Flora, I will check on your account as well. And Jennifer, I will check on your account as well as to what's happening. Oh, can you put out of country? Sorry about it, Stephanie. Yes, you can. You can write reviews about suppliers that are in another country as well. So again, thank you all. It's been great. I'm going to go in and look to see if I can review those other users. I look forward to all of you continuing to utilize Procurated. Let us know if there's anything that we can do for you going forward. My email address is mike@procurated.com. I'm here to help you. I'm here to assist you in any way I can. If you have a difficult time getting a hold of me, you can go through Craig Rader, your purchasing agent. He also has my information. Flora, I just approved you. Ashley. Mariah Dennis, last name Dennis. Paula, you're approved. And the other two, I'll be looking at, or Jennifer, I'll be looking for yours. I don't see yours still, Jennifer. If you want to shoot me an email directly, Jennifer, at mike@procurated.com, I'll follow up and see what I can do for you. Again, thank you all for attending this morning. It's a very quick, short webinar. Procurated is a very powerful platform, but again, very flexible and very easy to use. Any other questions? How's everybody doing on, anybody doing any supplier reviews? Any new additional supplier reviews? Anybody want to share with us? Oh, great. Doing one now. Awesome. Thank you. Well, great. Well, thank you all so much. I will give you back some of your time today, and happy Wednesday. We're almost to the weekend. You all have a great day and hopefully a very joyful weekend coming up. And thank you all so much for joining this morning. I do appreciate it. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly at mike@procurated.com, and I'll be happy to help you. If anybody needs any one-on-one training on the platform or a quick review of the platform, again, feel free to reach out to me as well, and I'll be happy to do that one-on-one training with you as well. Or if you need a team training for your department or agency, I'm willing to do that as well. Again, thank you all. Have a great day.